This segment of DoD TV's Wildlife Obsession is brought to you by PSC's Carbon Air. Experience performance.
Well, this week on Wildlife Obsession, November the 5th and the 6th. Historically, that has been the best period in Iowa for us. It's no secret at Drury Outdoors where we're going to be parking our cameras. We're going to tag along with Jeff Lindsey and with Brother Mark. They're battling those big Iowa giants.
Yeah, baby.
Rocking the buck hog, baby.
And last but certainly not least, it's Stephen Parker's first trip to Iowa as well. He's tagging along with Brother Mark.
Man, I'm pumped. Awesome. Yeah.
They've all got archery tackle, all got PSEs in hand. It's a show you can't afford to miss. Sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy it. Relax. Battling the big Iowa giants. Biologic and Drury's Wildlife Obsession is brought to you by Rage Broadheads, the new Block Black, Big Game Tree Stands, Scent Blocker, Ram Trucks, Thompson Center Arms, Mossy Oak Camo, Hadley Creek Outfitters, Cabela's, Reconics Game Cameras, Biologic, Gamekeepers Magazine, and Drury Outdoors.
What do we have here? Is a squirrel's nest, a mirror, and a trimmer. And we're all about to get mohawks for the whole
Mafia Hawk.
The Mafia, deer Mafia Hawk.
My turn.
We got one more. Sit down.
Make it fast, boy. I'm fixing to go hunting.
Your turn. You ready?
I was in this stand this morning, seen two shooters that was chasing good this morning. Something flipped on, still warm, but they're chasing. Just put it in the bag. It's gonna rain like this.
Mark. Mark.
Go down, baby. Go down. Go down. He's doing. That's the deer I seen this morning. Right there. I don't know that deer. All I know is he's dead. 50 yards, a giant baby. Oh. We come here tonight, I didn't think he was gonna come back by. He was with the doe this morning. And I look up and here he comes right up the draw. Right to me, and now he's laying dead 30 yards away. The rain quits. Lightning strikes twice, baby. November the 5th, 2 years in a row. Seen this deer this morning. No cameraman, but I have one this evening.
Here we go, cranking it up with Jeff Lindsey there in Iowa. First and foremost, the deadly tactic that I think worked and can work just about anywhere, any state that you're hunting in, is a weather front. And usually on November the 5th, historically the 5th through the 10th is a great time there in Iowa. But when you get the right weather and you're dealing with a nocturnal animal like a whitetail, sometimes that's all it takes to get them up on their feet during daylight hours and give you the opportunity for a shot. And it just happened to work out for Jeff there in Iowa with the archery tackle on November the 5th.
The story of this hunt started one rainy day last October.
I think it's a shooter right there.
I spent all day watching this buck getting pounded in the face by the wind and the rain. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to close the deal. I later named this buck the Rainy Day 8.
He won.
The morning of November the 5th found me hunting another rainy day in Iowa.
We got a little bit of a cell coming through, and I think the smart move is to let it go through while we're sitting in this truck as opposed to sitting on a metal deer stand because there's lightning in it and it's a little bit nasty, so. Hate this in the morning of November the 5th, I know that. Jeez.
The sun's coming up, we're headed in. The rain stopped, it really wasn't that bad, it kind of broke up.
Well, after a mad scramble and a mad dash, we're up one of my favorite trees. We've already seen a buck. Just climbed up, got our safety belts on. There's a rainbow coming out. I think the rain's over. Who needs to get up at 4:30? We're gonna try this every day. Awesome. That's our big 8. That's our big 8, Stephen, right over there. See him? Straight across from us. Get on him, let me know. You on him? Check that out. I see it. Check that out. Huge 8, huge 8. I got all kinds of pictures of him. He's straight across from us. Hopefully he takes the structure that leads him right here. Rattled at him, he had his mouth open, turned, boom, here he comes. Our fingers are crossed. Off we go. 10 till 2, already heading in. Little front coming in, big front coming in. Gonna rain, snow, and blow for about 3 days. These deer could really get up and do it this afternoon. We're gonna make sure we're in there early, and we're going back to one of my favorite spots, the pond draw. Awesome, awesome sit. It'd be nice to get one knocked out tonight. We saw some bucks on their feet this morning. Thought that one was coming, but he didn't show up. November the 5th. We live for the next 5 days. Hopefully there's a reason. The wind is blowing 90 to nothing. They're calling for gusts up to 40 tomorrow. We got some does in the draw, straight downwind, like 20 yards. Rip. How about that, Stephen? Same buck we saw this morning, and we just smoked him. We just smoked him. Same buck, the giant 8 we just got. He is going to be down right there. That is a gigantic 8-point. I have more pictures of that deer than any deer on the farm. Yeah, baby, bingo. The arrow just sliced through, stuck out both sides, 2-inch range. Did what it's supposed to do, blood everywhere. Monster, right there. The rainy day 8 reappears on yet another rainy day. Imagine the coincidence. I spent the day with this guy last year. He blew. Look at the size of this big Iowa 8-point. I mean a gigantic 8 with huge mass. He just put on a show for us, not only this evening, but also this morning. We're sitting there stargazing at some does under our stand, and this guy pops up out of the switchgrass. I mean, literally out of nowhere. He appeared like a ghost. All the deer are straight downwind of us. He stops, catches us, and that is the critical difference between preparation with your scent control, wearing scent blocker, and not. I really believe that had we not been scent blockered from head to toe, and we're 2 guys, not 1, we would not have killed this deer. He definitely smelled something, but he couldn't put it together. And that's the difference between wearing it and not, right there. He is straight downwind. When I shot him, he's straight downwind. And what a buck. What an absolute giant. It was obvious that scent blocker played a huge role in that particular hunt. But what I want to talk about as it pertains to the 7 deadly tactics is movement. Why do mature deer get on their feet and move? There are very few windows, in my opinion, that you can count on each and every season for a deer to get up and move. We talked about the early season, way back in show number 1, counting on a deer when they're in velvet, patterning them during the early part of the season. We talked about different things that trigger them, whether that be the moon or whether that be a weather front, a rain event that passes through, and then the deer get on their feet when that cold north wind comes in. One of the most consistent windows of opportunity has to be November the 5th through the 10th, regardless of where you sit in this country, particularly in the Midwest. You have to look at the windows and you have to optimize your time once you get into those windows. It was a little rainy that morning. I couldn't wait to get in the stand, and the moment my feet hit the ground during that particular window of opportunity, I'm gonna grab a bite, I'm gonna go to my next stand selection, and I'm gonna put as many hours in as I possibly can once you get to that time of the year. Once you find that November 5th to the 10th and those bucks start to get on their feet and they're looking for that first available doe, it's so critical to try and take a buck before they get doed up. It's a much different animal when he's with a doe versus when he's on his own cruising looking for that first available doe. So movement is what I'd like to key in on. It can and will make the difference.
This segment of DoD TV's Wildlife Obsession is brought to you by Cabela's, the world's foremost outfitter.
Welcome to The Last Bite, where we help you become a gamekeeper and help you improve your hunting by farming for wildlife. And you know, food plots have really changed the way a lot of us hunt. Now with the food plots that we have today, the specialized food plots that are super attractive and super nutritious, we see deer in these plots all day long. And I don't think twice about hunting a food plot in the morning. Oftentimes where I live in the deep south, in the morning there'll be a heavy frost on a plot. But by 7:30, 8 o'clock, it starts burning off and you start seeing deer, and you'll see deer all day long on these food plots. But the key is not putting a lot of pressure. They can't know they're being hunted. So you really have to watch the wind. But another technique that works well for us are these hidden and remote food plots that we call them hot spots. We've actually have a product called Biologic Hotspot. And we'll go in late September and rake the leaves back in the woods. The leaves start falling off the trees and diffuse sunlight's falling to the ground. Create a little small area that's about 20 yards by 20 yards around a stand. And we'll shake out this hot spot. These seeds grow and last about 60 days. Take one 50-pound bag of fertilizer and you've got a food plot hidden in the woods that nobody else has to know about, but you can actually push this closer to a bedding area. And these small, hidden, remote food plots aren't very expensive to do. You don't need a lot of equipment. Really and truly, a rake, a bag of fertilizer, and a bag of hot spot, and you're in business. It's a technique that really works. It's proven. We use it all the time, and you'll be surprised how well it works.
We're switching things up this morning. The rain just went through. Steven's up to bat. I'm getting behind that camera. We'll see if we can't put something in front of Steven. We'll see if we can't turn that tag into a lottery ticket somehow, some way.
Didn't quite work out this morning, but I think this evening it's going to. Oh, he's big, he's big. We're gonna have to do something to get his attention on the decoy. Just get yourself ready first. Ready? You have to rattle or something to get his attention. Or some snorkeling.
Back.
God. That was crazy. Man, I pumped. Awesome. I think you nailed it. Yeah. Right there. Oh, Steven. Happiness is at the end of the blood trail, that's for sure.
What a giant.
Well, it's been a phenomenal couple days here in Iowa for me. I got in 2 days ago. Mark shot that big 8-pointer last night, and then we came in, had the Flambeau boss buck decoy 20 yards off. You know, he saw it, kind of held up. Might have held him there just long enough for the shot. I don't know if he'd have stuck around otherwise. I'll tell you what, man, it's seeing it on video and all that is something, but to actually be doing it and see them and, you know, have them in your hands, it's totally different experience.
Well, it's sometimes hard to boil this down or really try and hone in on one particular tactic. Here, I felt as though there were three. Number one was the weather, number two was scouting, and number three was hunter tactics. The hunter tactic was they rattled and they called, they weren't afraid to do that, and that time of the year on November the 6th, you know, you better be on your toes and better be ready. When you start clicking those antlers together, just about anything can pop up. And number two, that weather front that Mark and Jeff Lindsey both had luck with had passed through. And those are the two times when we really kind of watch it. It's a front approaching or a front that has passed through. And typically after it passes through, you get clockwise rotation, high pressure system sets in and puts all those deer up on their feet. And last but certainly not least, you know, the MRI, that scouting. He knew where that deer was hanging out, and it just so happened to work out real well for Stephen. I thought they did a great job of putting 3 different deadly tactics together, and sometimes that's what it takes. You have to be a little bit ingenious and a little bit adventurous and not be afraid, and they weren't.